Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Scope. And now, here are your hosts, Jared, Adam, and Shane.
Hey everybody, The Scope is back. Jared, you're giving me a face.
You sound very echoey. It's very strange.
How's that, a little better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop echoing. Shane.
Let me just,
I like we adjusted your mic so you could lean in and then you don't lean in.
then my seat is sinking. Okay, there we go. I like that. I like that right there. So yeah, episode 156 of your Scope program. Very, very excited. We've got a special guest in the studio. You know him, you love him. It's Al.
Hello. I am right here eating a sausage.
I keep having technical problems. I can't really get the fourth camera to work for whatever reason. So on these special episodes, we're gonna have to go with a still frame.
Can you lift that one from my Facebook account? My sausage
Sure.
picture?
Yeah, I can do that.
That is perfect.
If that's the one you want,
Sure.
you be eating a sausage for the entire show if you
Sure.
want. It'd be great.
Not my first time.
Great moment in television.
Well, along with Al, we also have, as you can hear, Jared and Adam. We're all here. We're all together. Adam wearing his Washington Redskins jersey. Why are you doing that?
Where is it? Where's my button? There it is.
I don't know what you're booing.
I'm not booing the team. I'm booing the name, which I will not
okay.
say. The Washington football team.
R words?
Yeah,
Wow.
our words.
I'm not a fan. I'm sorry.
You didn't have a problem saying their name just a few weeks ago, but all of a sudden today,
What are you talking about? I haven't said it in months.
wow.
I'm taking a stand, Shane. Taking a stand
Well, good for you.
while I sit and do a podcast.
All right.
Changing the
I'm
world.
standing in my heart.
So we've got a football game we're more than likely going to, Adam.
Yes, and well,
Sounds like
4 days from.
like tickets are dropping through the floor in price.
Yes, my plan is working perfectly.
Yeah.
It is.
Wait
And
it
smart.
out.
Al,
Smart.
you're a big football fan. Are you surprised by the performance of your Minnesota Vikings
No.
and the Washington Redskins this year?
No, what I am excited, I am rooting for Matt Castle to be our starting quarterback so we can have all three starting quarterbacks do primetime night
I like
games
it.
That'd be
during the
fantastic.
You could
season.
have all three starting quarterbacks pulled
And then
from the starting position and then brought back into the starting
and
position.
then Joe Webb. You can give him a chance.
So
There were people actually talking about Joe Webb being a starting quarterback, Jared.
No. They're idiots.
Yeah.
Did they see the playoff game last
Yeah.
year? You want Castle to start. When do you want him to start?
Against the
Packer-
R words.
Oh,
Thursday
against
night
the R
game.
words. That's
Yeah.
right. That is the Thursday night game.
Well, we'll have to see how it goes.
Because we know he didn't start in the Packers game.
Yeah.
What a game that was, by the way, guys.
Winner.
It's probably the only thing keeping us interested in the season is seeing these new quarterbacks every week.
Sure.
And we just love the game.
Well, we know Favre isn't coming back. He's already declined an offer from the Rams.
Well, that was maybe just specifically the Rams. Maybe he loves.
It also has to do with the fact that he's experiencing memory loss, probably from multiple concussions during his NFL career.
He can't remember the plays, and his brain looks like some sort of bologna mixed with Jell-O.
It looks like a bowl of SpaghettiOs.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What's wrong with the Vikings? It's basically the same team as last year.
it's a great
We don't-
question.
we don't
Adam.
have time.
We don't have time.
We don't have
it's not a
time.
football episode.
You got to poke it. You got to jab it in while your team is on the rise a little
What are you
bit.
talking about? They have one more win.
Yeah, but
Well,
they're starting to put it together a little
Okay.
bit. RG3 is looking more like a guy he was last year.
Yeah. He's
Running
like
games
RG2
together.
and a half right now.
Roy Halou is stealing all touchdowns from Alfred Morris, which pisses me off.
That's fantasy football.
Never ever draft a running back on a Mike Shanahan coach team.
Alfred Morris won our dude his championship last year.
Yeah.
So I figured I was safe, and he was good for a couple weeks, and now no, not so much.
Well, we'll work on getting some sort of special Scoper Bowl presentation for all you listeners out there once the game, actually maybe during the game or post game. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Al is here because he is going to be summarizing and giving us a little flavor of what music has been in the last, year or so. Al has not been on the show for a while, and he may not be on the show again soon because he is going under major surgery, Adam.
Really? For what?
ACL. Adrian Peterson.
Is this like a face-off situation?
I
Are
thought
you
ACL was stood for
No.
actual crowd laughter. So
No, I'm
put that in
still
Yeah.
recovering from trying to play old man basketball. And
Yeah,
it's not a good idea.
How long ago did this injury occur?
there. Are you like a power forward?
Late
What are you-
July.
Power forward? What do you play?
Power guard.
Power guard.
I
good.
don't know what that means.
is that
I don't know
your-
why Adam
That
laughed
is
at
the
that.
generic white guy.
Yeah.
Position.
Is that your position or your deodorant brand?
Yeah. Right guard. Yeah, thanks. No, so we'll be taking care of that in a few weeks, and then I will be
And I'm gonna
laid
come,
up for a while.
I'm going
you
to
gonna-
come over and visit Al. I'm going to massage his wound.
Massage.
Shake some Yahtzee.
Are you now? Have you had surgery before, or is this a new experience for you?
No, this is my first actual sports related injury. So
Okay, but in the
guess
non-sports world, have you ever had surgery?
Penis enlargement count?
Yeah, you can talk about it. That's all
I
right.
guess
up
I
to
can
3
talk
inches,
about my
Jared.
vasectomy.
That's all right.
I guess
You
I
had-
had that. So
Okay.
I didn't really want to go there, but you were pressing me.
Wow. Boy, that escalated quickly.
I folded like a lawn chair.
But you weren't really laid up in the traditional sense when you're getting your junk messed up, were you?
Well, yeah,
Were you?
yeah. I couldn't. It'll throw the bag of peas on for about a week.
Bag of
but-
peas, huh?
Yeah.
Does that work better than like carrots or mixed veggie? The mixed veg?
I did the black-eyed peas mix.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just the can, and you shouldn't use the can. That probably not going to help.
It forms to all your areas.
Do people
really
still
well.
use a steak on a black eye? You know, you see that in old movies. People just grab a steak out of the freezer.
on a black guy?
Black
no,
eye?
a black
Jared's
eye.
so racist, and he won't even say the R word for the
Yeah.
red. I don't know. I've never done it before.
Mute. I know, but
Why waste a good steak?
it's sort of a trope of like
Yes.
old TV shows and movies.
Happened in the Sandlot.
Yeah, you just put a steak on there.
That's back when steaks cost,
Yeah,
15 cents a steak.
Yeah, I mean,
Nowadays,
you get the steak delivery guy who comes to your house every morning, along with the milk guy.
Bangs your
drops
wife.
off your steaks. Yeah. Okay.
so we're asking, did you put a porterhouse on your
No.
junk, Al?
No, but I'm very glad right now I have a still shot over my face.
Call to action to the
Yeah.
Scope audience. If
Yeah.
you can cite a medical reason why a steak is good to place on a what do you call that? A black eye. This is a medical term for that. Anyway,
I don't want to say what.
black
Call
eye.
black.
Good grief.
What
you
if
guys.
what if that guy's that black what if that guy's name was Mike Hunt?
Wow. Anyway, if you can cite a medical reason why you would do that other than it's just cold, I'd like to hear about it. Write in at comments@thescopeshow.com. Call in.
I'm going to ask my wife
612-20, let's go.
if anyone's ever come into her medical clinic with a steak on their face.
I don't think you'd actually transport yourself with it. I think it's just more of a home remedy.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. I'd still like to see that.
Are you
Okay.
all in for day one? All in for well, I remember RG3 is a stupid slogan
Yeah.
this summer.
No,
You're not.
I'm
okay.
more on the
You're gonna
Derrick
miss,
Rose rehab program
right?
for you basketball fans.
Which means an 18-year rehab or what?
Well, he kind of got slammed
2
for not
years.
coming back
Yeah.
fast enough.
Gotcha.
But he was all in for day one also,
Yeah.
and then it was like, I'm gonna miss this season. Guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not going to work out. Well, we'll keep all of our Scope listeners abreast to Al's progress
Yeah.
and recovery. Maybe if you want to send some surgery scar photos,
Yeah,
and we'll
we're
post those up on the
everyone
website.
seems
That'd
very
be great.
concerned about this.
We're very, very concerned about it,
Sure.
about you and your well-being, Al.
Thank you.
It's very important. Well, let's jump into the show. It's Al's birthday,
Happy birthday, Al.
Oh, thank you. It's all about me today.
and he
Wow.
has got a lot of things to do.
Holy buckets.
Funny, not involving me. This involves his good friends.
Yeah, the ones you've ceremoniously named Hands and Pants.
Yeah.
You can't pick your family. Shane.
Yeah.
And his name is Hands and Pants.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't disagree with you.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
But we're not telling it today.
No.
So
Okay.
let's
Move on. Yeah, it's my birthday.
do this.
Great.
So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Wait,
You don't look
hold
a
on.
day over
Applause.
56.
Yeah.
I know. I'm
Thank
going to
you.
get there. I gave you the double up, the cheering and the applause.
wow.
Did you get a present for your birthday?
No, not so much.
Did you buy yourself a present?
No, we're making this more about me. We're building a house this
Well,
year.
Al, you're not
So-
here very often. It's been like 7
I know,
years since you've
I
been here,
know,
and we've
I
only been
know.
doing the show for 6.
No,
We
we're-
talk about our lives on this show.
I told my wife to not get me anything this year. We're building a house and
Okay.
Well, I'm going to give you a special present
Not
when,
even
I,
a-
when I come over after your
Not
surgery.
even a little hand job? No.
Whoa!
What? We're all friends, right?
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
All right. Adam will take care of you in the break. Don't worry.
no one can give you a better hand job than you can give yourself a better hand job.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want it to be like someone like pulling taffy or something.
Do you switch hands just so it feels like someone else? Did I go too far?
Never. Never.
Stranger.
Yeah, the stranger. You sit on your hand so it falls asleep, then you do it.
Oh, that's a new technique.
Adam's got it all figured out.
You know, there's websites devoted to this stuff. There has to be, right?
Yes. And we need to
Thescopeshow.com.
Wow.
I feel like you guys lured me here saying we're going to talk about music, and you're really just trying to humiliate me. And like I said,
No, we just riff.
really
We're
glad
riffing.
about
Just
this.
having fun.
Still shot.
we're riffing.
Yeah. I can't wait to put in the sausage picture.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Well, let's push on with the show. We've got a lot of music to cover, music from the year 2013. We've got Coming Soon, and we've got Antics of Four Crazy Guys. So stick around for more Scope. We'll be back right after this.
This is the Funk.
12:23, that white starship hit 30 tons of ice. I guess it was Titanic Monday.
That's party in Arkham Asylum. Man, our DJ is driving us crazy. Because it's Mr. Freeze, keep asking him, please, will you stop playing Ice Ice Baby?
I've seen software that can do amazing things in my time, but I've never seen a program that could read my mind. Auto
Complete.
auto
Immune.
auto
Bot.
auto
Tune.
auto
Mobile.
automation auto.
Erotic. Asphyxiation.
Sometimes I like to.
Think of Jesus as a mischievous badger,
Dinosaurs are.
made up by the CIA to discourage time travel.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Tunes don't have to be clever. And it don't matter if you put a couple extra syllables into a line.
Hey,
Hey,
Scope.
I should put that up.
Hey, Scope fam.
Hey!
Hey, everybody. Episode 156 is back. We've got Al in studio, Jared running the control board, and Adam being Adam.
Whatever.
Supporting a racist football team.
That's
The team's not racist.
Okay.
The name is
The
racist.
original owner was.
The original owner was. You can't help who you're a fan for when you grow up
Alright.
in an area.
Did you ever put on a pig mask and a dress and go to the game?
I did not do that.
Okay.
That is not racist, though.
No,
That's
no.
just dumb.
I know. I'm just.
And let's get back to the focus of the show, which is Al. Al is our musical. I don't even know what we would call you. Musical genius.
I always called him a musical correspondent.
correspondent. And
It's like a field team.
I don't like expert. I think I nixed that one a while ago. I didn't
so
like-
you're our musical Scope, our Scope musical correspondent.
Sure.
And I asked him to come up with some sort of bits, some sort of ranking system. I don't know, anything to feature music of the last year, since he really has not been on the show and been giving us his level of information expertise. I'm not calling you an expert, but I'm saying you do
Sure.
expertise. So Al was nice enough to comb through his Spotify list, comb through his iTunes, and he came up with a bunch of groupings.
A month worth of about homework.
Yeah, you
to
did
do in a week.
and you did it. He did to do in a week, and he did it in about a day, because Al's very, very good at coming up with groupings and lists of music, and he
Loves organizing.
He does, he does, and he gave us how many topics, Al?
6.
6 topics, loosely grouped, and we're going to go over these topics and the songs in them, and talk about what we like and what we don't like about them. So our first topic of the day. Musical newcomers, Al. So tell us who's on the list, and let's hear a little sample.
Well, I think we'll start off with If So, Atlas Genius.
Taking what they can, but they can't decide. And they do what they
Track 2, Two Fingers, Jake Bug.
One, hide from the feds, and something's changing. So I kiss goodbye to every little.
Track number 3, Spotlight by Leagues. I think we've heard this one.
comes and goes so easily. Romantic love.
The City by The 1975.
We've heard that one.
Master of My Craft, Parquet Courts. And Shut Up by Savages.
Oh, this has a long intro. Here we go. I'll skip ahead.
That's fine.
Like it. Thinking on the fly, Jared.
All right, let's start. We'll go from my left to right with Shane. Your selections.
Well, overall, this is a very good category, as you probably would have guessed. There's not much on here that I don't like. Savage's song, Shut Up, not my favorite, but everything else on here is something I would listen to. I have on a playlist. I do have most of these songs on a playlist. I'm a big fan of that Spotlight song by Leagues. So
Now, is that on like a Google Chrome or Chromebook or
Commercial?
Is it a
commercial
commercial?
right now? It is
TV,
just as of this week. I realized
kept seeing it during football.
See, that's
so
why
I
you're
don't
the
know what it was.
correspondent.
Yeah.
You pay
You
attention.
know this stuff.
You also see commercials.
Sure.
I would say also that my daughter loves that song by Atlas Genius. If so, she sings it, and it warms my heart that she's singing that over Nicki Minaj or something like that. So that's kind of
Fits
cool.
in the tantrums.
Or she will be singing Fits in the Tantrums as well. Adam, what about you?
I like the category overall. I was kind of surprised. I don't know what to think about that 1975 song. There's something
Other than that, it's the best one on the list.
No,
What?
that is away as far as I like the.
It's bubbly.
I like the song, but it feels like it's not meant for adults. I don't really know how else to explain
Like
it. other than that.
teeny boppers?
But yes, but I like teen songs, so I don't. There's something aggravating about it, and that Savage's song I hate that song. It's made me so mad that it was at the top of the list. So I probably heard it a few extra times.
Sure.
So I just kept getting mad. But that Atlas Genius song is really, really good. It just I've probably listened to it 20 times now. It has not gotten old.
All right.
Jared?
I agree. This is a good category. A lot of stuff that a couple of them I have heard and a couple of them I haven't heard, which is nice. I can't buy the hype on Savages. I know that the Sound Opinions guys, if you guys listen to that show, they're huge fans of Savages, have been since South by Southwest. I don't get it. I mean, it's okay. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite. I feel like Parquet Courts, I should like that band more than I do.
Sure.
Because there's other bands that are sort of in that vein that I really like, but for whatever reason, I can't seem to really muster too much excitement for it. But like I said, my favorite on the list is The City by 1975. I don't think Adam is wrong. I feel like it does have, sort of a production value that would fit in a teen music sensibility, but I still like it. So, and if for some reason I don't dislike the Atlas Genius song, but it feels like it's a little too electro pop, and that's not quite my genre. I can take little bits of it, but
yeah, I feel like Atlas Genius and Leagues in the 1975. I feel like every year we get this like pop indie song that it's just catchy as heck and we love it.
And may even cross over.
And 2 or 3 years later, I just don't care about those songs anymore.
Yeah,
and
Passion Pit or whatever.
Yep. Parquet Courts. That's just kind of like what you were saying, Jared. That's just the type of music that usually sticks in my sticks for a while, and I don't know why. It's kind of just maybe in my wheelhouse.
It's sort of that raw indie rock sound that I generally like.
I think so, that they've been doing since 1980.
Oh, so it's
I mean,
maybe that's it. Maybe it's just a little warmed over for them.
Yeah. I'm surprised Jake Bugg. He could be the next like Mumford & Sons, where we just get fatigue. Like maybe not this album, but the next album he could be huge.
I find his voice really. I can't enjoy that music because of his voice.
Yeah, and then I sent you guys an email when I sent this. I said there is one artist on here that I just do not get and I can't stand, and I think all three of you agree with me that I just don't get the love for Savages right now.
Yeah.
I just absolutely don't get it. I put them on just because I was just curious about if it was just me or if it
Thank
was
you, Al. I feel
everybody
validated.
else.
We're all on the same page.
Perfect.
Let's move on to the next topic. Al, it's sophomore albums. I think that means the second album.
Yes, it is.
All
That's
right.
correct.
So
They're going to be shoved in fewer lockers, these sophomores.
Yeah.
They're a little bit bigger, a little bit more experienced, and we've got 6 songs. What are they?
We got Beautiful Dream by Dale Earnhardt Jr. The Leopard and the Lung by The Joy Formidable. Line of Fire by Junip. Heavy Feet, Local Natives. Prima Materia by the Shane-inspired band The Virgins.
How?
And Middle C by Yuck. Let's start with Adam this time.
Oh.
switch it up.
Adam,
All right, I'm ready.
do it.
I really like that Yuck song. It kind of reminds me of some Not a Surf songs, and I really like the just kind of flowy nature of that. Other than that and the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Song, which I don't really think I like this new album as much as their old one. I don't like any of these songs.
Side note: have you seen the video for their first
No.
song on there?
No.
You should look it up. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Actually.
I definitely will. I feel like the Virgins song I almost like because it kind of sounds like a television song almost, but
I hate the Virgins because they are
Dire
nothing like me.
Straits.
whoa. Yes, it's very like Dire Straits
Yeah.
also. But Junip and Local Natives, there's just whiny and it's just not my thing. And I like when the singer's voice is distracting and annoying. I really start to get mad at a song, and that definitely happened with Junip.
Jared.
My favorite of the bunch is The Leopard and the Lung by The Joy Formidable, because it's more of the driving rock and roll type song that I generally gravitate towards. I think Dale Earnhardt Jr. is a clever name for a band, but their sound doesn't do anything for me. Sorry. But I kind of, Adam, again, I agree with you. There's some stuff on here that just doesn't connect with me at all. I thought the Virgins had a nice retro sound, which I really enjoyed, but that's about it.
This topic, sophomore albums, is really a encapsulation of what is the flavor of the moment in terms of music, which I think Esquire described as like neutered alternative rock. It's rock and roll without the rock and the roll. I mean, it's everything in here is dreamy and mellow and atmospheric. There's no real crunch to it. Maybe that Yuck song, which actually reminds me a little bit of a Sonic Youth song. I can't remember what it's called, but it has that guitar with a little more pop sensibilities. That being said, I really like Dale Earnhardt Jr. song and the Joy Formidable.
I'm not sure
song.
where you get Sonic Youth out of that, but okay.
I always just get.
I will give you the song, Jared, after the show.
Yeah, I get complete like '90s alternative with Yuck, and I think it's more nostalgic to me. I do. I think that's one of the stronger songs. I like the. I'm kind of with Jared too. That Joy Formidable album is fantastic.
Yeah,
so
I
if you like that one, you might want to peruse through that whole one as well.
All right, well, let's move on to the next topic. This is interesting because Al has let it known that he hates women singing.
No, I made this category because I've been accused of not liking girl
Misogynism.
music.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
You couldn't just mix it into the regular categories like they were equal? No, you got to segregate them.
Title IX.
Jeez.
all right, Al, give us a
Let me guess.
list.
I bet you paid less for these, too.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not wearing a racist jersey. So.
Who's on this list?
All right, we have Churches, The Mother We Share.
I keep my lips shut tight until you go. We come as far
Skeleton Key by Dessa.
go as I please. I've got my skeleton key. Don't waste your worry.
Falling by
Wow, I hit the hook on that
Haim.
one.
Yeah.
And they're calling. Don't stop, no, I'll never give up. And I'll never look back. Just hold your head.
Overdose, Little Daylight.
Oh, like an overdose. Daddy, let's take it too far.
Royals by The Lord. Or the
By the Lord.
My Savior.
Diamonds
Yeah.
on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care.
And Electric Lady, Janelle Monáe.
Featuring Solange.
And the Academy Award goes to
And the winner is.
Yeah.
That's what we do in this
Yeah.
in this studio, my friend.
All right, Jared, start us off.
There's a lot of good stuff on here. I'm not gonna say I'm surprised because
Because they're women.
I've heard of a lot of these.
Because
No.
they're women, and women are inherently great at music.
I was surprised at how many I really, really enjoyed. My favorites of the bunch are, I didn't want to like Lord, but that song just gets stuck in my head, and it's a great song. I really love the sparse production on it. Sort of just offsets the great harmonic vocals. I love that Churches song, The Mother We Share, but I actually like the Recover, that song, better than this one. So maybe you should alter the list just for me. Just saying.
Next time.
Anyway,
That'll be 3 years.
3 years.
it's still there's several good songs on that album, so that's worth checking out. I guess I'm still trying to decide if I like Haim.
It's Haim.
Haim.
That's correct pronunciation. Rhymes with rhyme.
It's like I like the back half of the album more than I like the front half, but I'm still just I can't fully accept the 80s production value It just, for some reason, I'm rebelling against it in my brain. Maybe it takes a few more listens, but... And for whatever reason, Janelle Monáe just doesn't connect with me. The song felt like it was 90s New Jack Swing to me. And not my thing. And right now, it was my thing back then. It's not my thing now.
Okay, Shane, are you going to argue with Jared about Haim?
I don't actually disagree with them. I think that there's a slickness to Haim that is maybe even calculated. And
it's very calculated.
That's sort of I sort of bothers me.
You can't pull off that production without planning ahead.
Yeah, I mean these ladies, three sisters, definitely were a big buzz band. So I mean they've already got that going against them. But you know, you know what I mean, like
going against them as in it's easy for people just to immediately hate them because people are telling them to like them.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So and I actually,
eat your vegetables and listen to Haim.
I've said this before that there are some really great songs on this album. This is one of them. The Wire is still my favorite song on the album. So that's what I would have in there. I'm with you on Churches. I don't love them as much as you and Adam love them, but I do think that there's a lot of good stuff in there. And Janelle Monáe, I'm with you. She does not connect to me or with me at all. I mean,
I acknowledge the quality of the music. Yep. It's just not for me.
She's very talented, and Lord is the real deal. Let's be honest. I mean, that song...
She's like 16, 17
She's 16 years old, and...
From New Zealand, I think?
She sings with an awareness that might be put on, but yet but there's something about her that she seems older than what her age is. Adam.
This is the best grouping that I thought we had to listen to this time. That Churches song, that whole album's really good. The only songs I don't like are the ones that the guy sings. It has a predominant piece on.
Get him out of here, right?
You know what?
Churches might be a flavor of the week kind of band too, as well. You're talking about electro pop. I mean that they sort of fall in with like Metric and that kind of thing.
Well,
so.
I totally just am fascinated with that song, and I've watched probably every live performance they've done on YouTube of that song, and it's crazy. She kills it every time. Like, there is not a lot of manipulation on her voice.
Yeah. There's something similar to the new Sleigh Bells album to what they did. They went with a more mainstream sound, and it's not like Churches at all, but there's something that's still relatable between the two of them, and I'm really liking going back and forth between the two. This is the best Dessa song I've ever heard. I really like Skeleton Key. I don't think I've ever really...
It's another one of those earworms that gets in your brain.
I liked everything on this except the Janelle Monáe song. I don't know.
We are all on the same page. Aren't we?
That whole Lord album is really good too. If you guys haven't,
give it a listen, is what you're saying.
Give it a listen. Sure.
Jared, quick callback. The Yuck song that ties into Sonic Youth. The song is called Teenage Riot.
Okay,
that's the song. That's probably one of their more popular, listenable songs in my opinion. So there we go. Anyway, we got to
do a compare and contrast.
You will. The next topic. This is interesting. Al goes for bands we've heard of, aka household names. What do we got?
All right. Do I want to know Arcade Fire?
No,
Arcade Monkeys. I love that band.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, the Arctic Fire will be later. Arctic Monkeys. With Do I want to know?
Have you no idea that you're in deep? I dreamt about you nearly.
Get Lucky, Daft Punk.
Whatever, you heard that
Never
one.
heard that one. Evil Eye, Franz Ferdinand.
Backstreet. Sorry.
Wow. You're not wrong.
Kings of Leon, Super Soaker. Tattered Line of String, Postal Service. And last but not least, Tap Out by The Strokes. As I said, these are household names. You know what? I actually tried to stick more to the first singles or singles from some of these albums instead of maybe necessarily my favorite ones from some of these albums. But Shane, since you really like that Franz Ferdinand song, you can start first.
I actually like almost every song in this group. I think there's a reason why these guys are all household names, Al.
They bring it. They deliver time and time again.
That Arcade Monkeys song is damn good. I really like that song. It
Arcade Monkeys.
The Arcade Monkeys.
It's good.
We should start a cover band of Arcade Fire and Arctic Monkeys songs.
Yeah, I love almost every song in here. I'm not a huge Postal Service guy. I mean, it's you want to talk about forefathers of neutered dreamscape music. You got it right there. But
well, it's funny because the funny thing about Postal Service, I just don't love Death Cab, but I liked that album.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I'm with you. But I think you have a solid B plus A minus grouping of music right here. And you can say what you want about Get Lucky. It's still a great song.
Hell yeah.
Still a great song.
Yeah, let's reverse it. Let's go to Jared this time.
Wow.
Jared's in
going around the horn.
Curveball.
I agree. This is a solid group. I actually have 3 different favorites picked out. I went with Get Lucky from Daft Punk. You know, when that song came out on Spotify, I literally listened to it for an hour straight. So, while I'm a little tired of it now, I still have to respect what it did for me over the summer.
So does that song hold up like I'm trying to think of the
Tie Yellow Ribbon Around the Olive Tree?
No, not
I
quite.
mean, that was #1 song the year I was born.
No, the Outkast song. Is that like this generation's
Hey Ya?
Hey Ya?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Kind of.
I think
still,
everything
still popular with teens, tweens, adults.
Everything
hipsters.
moves so fast now. Is anything popular for more than 2 months? Honestly,
That's true.
yeah. I also like from this group. I did like Super Soaker from Kings of Leon and Tap Out from the Strokes. Once again, exposing that I'm always going to favor the more guitar-driven bands on any list.
You know what's cool about that?
But everything is good on this list for the most part.
That Kings of Leon song, Jared,
Yeah.
the bass line on that is so active and prevalent.
You'd be surprised if you spend some time listening to music and just paying attention to the bass lines in them. You'd be surprised at how much that adds to a song. Sometimes it is the main melodic influence. So it's very important.
Adam, who cares nothing about melody or influences, has a lot of comments though.
Sure. I felt like this is one of the weaker Arctic Monkeys songs on that album,
Wow.
actually.
Going against the grain.
I know,
That's because you're a youngin'.
I'm surprised.
I think it's a great album. Though.
I think it's a
There's-
great album,
yeah.
too. I'm just, like this particular song, I don't like it.
Oh, you're wrong.
But it's funny, people
Racist.
always accuse like certain bands of having the same sound, and I don't think Arctic Monkeys songs themselves always necessarily do. But man, what's his face's voice? It's like it's an Arctic Monkeys song
Yeah.
immediately when you start hearing him sing.
How big are these guys across the pond, Al? They're gigantic,
yeah,
right?
they headline Glastonbury
There
and
you
all
go.
the big festivals. But I hear what you're saying about Do I Want to Know song. Usually Arctic Monkeys, the songs I like to call plotters, usually don't do it for me, but I really like this one.
Yeah.
But like you said, that whole album's fantastic,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you could pick any of them.
That I really like this new Franz Ferdinand album too. This song it almost sounds like you made the.
It's
joke.
a gimmick song.
Right. I think it sounds like a Halloween song.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a spooky. So I kind of don't like that. But I'd say the first 5 tracks, I think this is like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Are really, really, really good.
Yeah.
I didn't like their last album that much, but I think this
This one-
is
This was
a return to form,
Yeah.
maybe even to a
maybe
different
their,
form.
Maybe their best album since their debut.
Yes.
And I like this new Strokes album. I don't know. I feel like they've all just sort of like, whatever, play music,
Well,
fine.
Are you like me though? Do you like new wavy Strokes better than
I think
raw guitar Strokes?
I kind of like every Strokes album now that so it's that Stephen Hayden did a good review of this plus their whole catalog where he kind of went back and forth on how things sound now, and I think that they kind of hold up, which is weird because they were definitely a flavor
F the
of them.
haters.
They do hold up.
Yeah.
They absolutely do.
I maybe have to go back to album 3 then, which is the one I really didn't like.
Yeah, the Midnight whatever. Yeah.
Revisit it. Well, let's
move on.
Speaking of groups that hold up, we've got the critics' do no wrongers list. Al, I don't know what that means, but it means something.
Well, aren't these the artists that no matter what they put out, the critics love about every album from these guys? So let's start with number 1, The Reflector by the Arcade Fire.
Oh, I hit the French part. Damn it.
the worst part of the song.
All right.
So Adam can't like our words, but you can rip on the French.
No, it's just
Okay.
not good for the audience. Our audience doesn't speak French.
No, they hate it.
All right, Don't Swallow the Cap by The National.
Everything I love is on the table.
More wuss rock.
Everything I love is.
Phoenix's follow-up album to their biggie with Entertainment.
Why you keep pretending that you wanna let go? Do you wanna let go?
Shane would like to sing a solo for this one. Diane Young, Vampire Weekend.
What's the song?
Diane Young by Vampire Weekend.
Is that your duck voice?
Audrey and I do that song all the time.
Yeah. And Uncle Al likes to join in sometimes, but not always. Not on via podcast. Acetate by Justin Vernon's new project or other project, Volcano Choir.
Get my pillow.
And yes, there is a female-led band here, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and Sacrilege.
Who'll rip you. Oh,
I forgot to cue ahead on this one. So I just said it on the fly.
I like it, Jared.
All right, so I guess we could also ask, out of these 6 bands, before you answer which one you like best, how many of these bands do you actually like, even though the critics tell us that we should like them? Let's start with Adam.
2 or 3.
I like all of these bands other than Bon Iver and Justin Vernon as themselves.
Sure.
Everyone else I've always liked. I kind of feel like this is a weird Arcade Fire single.
Yeah.
It's not weird when you look at songs on most of their albums, but
Sure.
to pick as a single, it doesn't really seem to fit. And there's other songs that are more radio friendly.
Didn't you feel like last album though with the Suburbs that the Suburbs track really wasn't necessarily going to be their best single, but they kind of just released it out first?
I guess I guess I'm just conflicted because I liked that song and I don't like this song.
Sure.
And I liking the Arcade Fire. I don't know why. Mostly because Who is the Arcade Fire is a really good meme that happened. This whole national album is great. I think I've liked all 3 of their albums so far. So I'm not surprised by it. I'm really excited to see that documentary. I really like this song too.
Let's go to Shane.
All right. So
Does that say it all?
You can drop some news.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of disappointments on this list. I think let's start with Phoenix, for instance. Their last album is one of my favorite albums of all time, period. So it's really hard for them to reach the plateau again. Entertainment's probably the best song on the album, in my opinion. I think the rest of it is a bit of head scratcher. Arcade Fire, I like Arcade Fire as a concept. I enjoyed what all their...
I actually dislike them as a concept. Go ahead.
I was intrigued by what they did on SNL, and I know that Jared probably hated that. I like the concert special thing they had after. It was really weird.
That was better than the actual live performance.
But this song, to me, I'm sort of with Adam. Like, why would this be your lead-off single off of this album, which I have not heard yet? So we'll see how it goes. And I don't really like it when the co-lead singer, that gal, whatever her name is, when she's involved too much, I think shit goes off the rails. So keep her out of there. That good, but it didn't do that much for me. And I think out of all of these bands, I think that Vampire Weekend's kind of your comeback band of the 6, because this album is a good album, especially compared to what they did their last album.
I think it's their best album.
Yeah, I mean,
and I loved their other 2. I think you could pull your best songs off of each album, and they're probably pretty equal. But as a whole album, I thought that was the best.
And I think this album in general is maybe a smidge less pretentious than some of their other ones.
Oh, you think so? I think it's more.
No, I think it is.
There's a lot of, I don't know, more just Jesus-y, thought-provoking things in it that kind of makes me feel like it's more pretentious.
I'm thinking that they do different. It's a different sound that doesn't sort of necessarily have to fall into that hipster of the moment vibe that their first 2 albums seem to stick in. That's what I mean by pretentious.
Maybe a little less.
But I don't listen to lyrics. Everyone knows that. Jared,
sure.
Yes, Arcade Fire is a band that I struggle with. Because sometimes oftentimes I really enjoy the music, but I agree Reflector is not the best song. There are other songs I've heard off this album that I like better, but it's like they'll do something that's super pretentious and make me hate them, and then they'll do something fun like that SNL after show, which was just so crazy. How could you not like it? And then they'll show up on the Colbert Report as the Reflectors, and It's like, why are you even doing this? We know you're Arcade Fire. It's just stop with the.
It's a weird pretension.
Stop trying to be strange for strange sake.
It's like an art statement along with rock and roll music,
and it just it bothers me. But sometimes it's for me, it's hard to separate the art project from the music itself. So I don't know. It's a bit of a mixed bag for me. But the National sounds like the National. Sounds like other stuff they've done, which isn't bad, but
sleepy rock
doesn't
and roll.
necessarily stand out. But I like the National, like Adam. I like their stuff. So. I
would recommend seeing them in concert.
Yeah.
Did you see them, Adam?
I didn't know. You know what I did?
Very.
Oh wait,
2007.
Yeah, 7 or 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Basically, I know everyone has their band where they say, God, I wish they could do on an album what they do live, and that's kind of how I felt. I saw a big string of shitty shows in the last year and a half before that, and I always tell everyone, it kind of restored my faith in going back to see live shows. So
Cool.
I would recommend go find them.
My two favorite songs on the list are Entertainment by Phoenix, but I agree with Shane. The rest of the album is a bit meh. But Vampire Weekends, that third album is one of my favorite albums of the year. So, and I don't even know if Diane Young is my favorite song from the album, but I still like the song.
One more thing, just on Arcade Fire too. Does anyone feel like they just are going into U2 like Zooropa territory where everything starts maybe going?
Sure.
And granted, in my opinion, they've earned it. I'm glad there's some type of progression for what they're trying to do and not just
you can't do the same thing over and over.
And they need to do something of a certain scale because they have 3 million members in the band. So
everyone's got to get their taste, Jared.
Yeah. Everyone's got to get a taste. And just to finish the list, Acetate, Volcano Choir. I didn't look at the notes. I was listening to it on the playlist, and I'm like, oh God, what is this nap music? And I look, I'm like, oh, it's Justin Vernon from Bon Iver. Of course, it's nap music. This is why I hate it.
Oh,
I don't like Bon Iver. I don't get it. It's not for me. And Volcano Choir is not for me.
I
either.
actually like the Volcano Choir stuff better than the actual
No.
Bon Iver stuff, but
Well,
I guess that's me just trying to be too.
Let's
cool.
move into our last topic, Al.
For our dinosaurs out here listening.
This will be fun. Al's got this listed as the Hall of Famers ? So these are long-standing acts that have had
probably
released
bands
music.
If they aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame someday, they'll
at least be on the ballot.
They could.
Yeah,
be
I would say almost everyone here could easily be in the Rock and Roll Hall
Sure,
of Fame.
let's get it rocking. I won't be long, Beck. Not rocking, I guess.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, David Bowie.
Valentine told
God, it hit the hooks.
Sugar Won't Work, Elvis Costello, and The Roots. I don't think they'll go together in the Hall of Fame. But.
walls are falling.
Copy of a by 9 Inch Nails.
Don't worry, there's no hooks in this one.
Mind Your Manners, Pearl Jam. Another Toe in the Ocean by the Pixies. So I will just start off by saying there is 2 songs on here that just aren't good, and there are 3 songs on here that are passable for the artists themselves, but not in their top half of their
Are you going to tell us, or are you just going to make us look like
you lead
idiots?
us off this
And
time.
there is one song on here that is relevant today, I think.
Go ahead.
So
Tell us.
Wait, should we guess?
No, we don't have time.
All right.
No, we're running out.
All right. Well, the relevant song I think is the 9 Inch Nails song.
Yes.
I think that album would fits today if they had never released an album before. So I will call that my best album. And the 2 songs, like I love David Bowie and I love the Pixies, but they gotta hang it up. just 2 of your hits now.
I don't disagree with you.
So, all right, Jared.
Yeah, you said it. The 9 Inch Nails song is my favorite on the list. The Pixies, I mean, it sounds like Pixies, I guess, but it's nothing remarkable. And David Bowie just feels like we've heard this before. And sorry, David Bowie, you've got great songs in your catalog. Like you said, 2 are the hits. I don't know, Beck. He's sort of a chameleon, and now he sounds like a lot of other artists right now with
It's a
this
nice
album.
groove, though.
It is a nice groove,
Yeah.
but I'm not loving it. I guess. I don't know. I guess I prefer more of the grungy original Beck with a little more sample based. I don't know, but I also like Sea Change.
Well, you should listen to. There is a 15-minute version of that song or something.
Yeah.
Out there as well, so you can get all your samples galore.
Sure. My comment on the Elvis Costello and Roots song was just simply, what?
Yep. Yep.
W-A-T.
Well, let's go to
Okay.
Adam because I know
Exactly.
his love for Elvis Costello. And ironically, I heard Elvis Costello twice today before I got here.
And I did like the Pearl Jam song.
My one note on that song was the worst song Al picked. That's the Elvis Costello and Roots song. I don't like Elvis Costello's voice to begin with, and there was nothing good about that whole song. I don't dislike that Pixies song, but it sounds like a bad Pixies song. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You better do a good Pixies song.
Yeah.
Just throw it on his next solo album.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It does sound more like a Frank Black and the Catholic song than a Pixie song.
Totally agree with that.
I like that Beck song. I like
Me too.
slow Beck song. Like
guys, why don't you just make out with it?
I like Lost Cause.
Done.
So this kind of reminds me of Lost Cause. It's got like a kind of a nice beat, to a nice rhythm
and flow.
Yeah, nice rhythm and flow. But everyone's right. That Nine Inch Nails song is good, and that new Pearl Jam album is pretty good.
It's okay.
Like I feel like that's a high point now for Pearl Jam albums. It's like it's pretty good. You know, like it's got 3 or 4 songs that I'd listen to. I guess.
Yeah, I went back and listened to, for the first time, the new Pearl Jam album, because I do that out of respect to Al, since that is one of his all-time favorite bands. And this song would not rank up there for me for one of my favorite songs. There's 2 or 3 others that I like on there, which my guess is would be Al's least favorite songs on the album, and that's okay.
But you guys are real rivals, aren't you?
There's
The Sirens.
Yes, yeah.
I joked with someone that Sirens was going to be on Grey's Anatomy
Yeah,
someday, and then he
Then
called
it
me
was.
the other day and said, no, a different song from the album was on Grey's Anatomy last week. So-
I'm with Adam. My personal favorite song out of this group is Beck's song. I mean, it sounds like, to me, that's the most relevant song out of the bunch. I actually thought that the Nine Inch Nails song, it did absolutely nothing for me. But I've never been a huge Nine Inch Nails fan. So
the funny thing is, I haven't either, but I really like this album.
yeah,
So-
I haven't even listened to the album, so I guess I should go back. But to me, it sounded like dated.
Don't bother then if you don't
Like
like
dated
that one.
90s electronica to me is what it sounded like. The rest of it is exactly how people described. Although I will say there's a couple songs off the Bowie album which are intriguing to me, but he has done much better in the past. Duh. So there we go. Way to end with a weak grouping, Al.
Yeah. Well,
So we had a couple extra songs in the playlist. Are we going to do anything with those?
No, that was for Shane's delight.
Well, Jared, actually, I think that song might be very, very appropriate given your hatred of the Washington R-word team. The name of the song.
Is it Hail to the Redskins?
No,
That's
Indian
weird.
Giver.
The name of the song is Indian Giver.
Okay.
Just play it for 1 second.
Which one?
The first one.
The first one.
Okay.
So this was a discovery on our vacation.
Yeah, we
together.
went on vacation about a week or so ago, and we were looking up top songs of the year you were born, and we looked up my wife, who was born in
A little older.
A little older. She's 1969, and we were going through the list, and we were amazed by all of the songs from 1969 that were huge and are still considered rock classics. But then this song came up by, what's the name of the band?
Well, the
there?
name of the band is what made us want to listen.
It was like
to
the 1910
Fruit Gum Company.
Fruit Gum Company, and
Yeah.
we're like, what the hell is that? And then we listened to the song.
And I was like, I feel like I've heard this, but not this.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking it was a Rolling Stones cover for some reason.
Yeah, but it
And
wasn't.
it was and then I remember the Ramones covered it.
Sure. So I did some research, and this band was a bubblegum pop band. They had other big hits, and I'm struggling with, but they have other songs that you definitely would have heard of. This just happened to be
Like
one.
Pumped Up Kicks. And
Pumped Up Kicks, they were
Spotlight
huge. Spotlight, and they Where the Streets Have No Name.
Young Folks.
They came up with
and-
that. But these guys were kind of your flavor of the week for about 3 years in the late 60s and early 70s. But, you will find bands like this scattered across the Billboard Top 100 hits forever, and they just happen to fall into it with a song called Indian Giver, which has a very strange rhythmic tribal drum beat and a really great crunchy guitar.
It could be a modern song.
Yeah, well, that's
it's,
what, like you said, Shane, we were up north. This could be an indie song right now.
Yeah, so it was just a point of conversation.
Everything old is new again.
A discovery. So, Al, thank you for putting this together.
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have spent all that time in makeup today, but
wow.
maybe next time.
Well, you're not
so
done
vain.
because we've got more show left, guys. We've got coming soon and your listener comments coming up right after this.
We now join the scope, already in progress.
Under the scope.
Folks, we've got Under the Scope, and that means Adam is going to tell us what's coming soon. Make it snappy, bro.
All right, Adam, for the record, my pick for Hit It or Miss It is the big hip-hop release of the week. You can probably figure out which that is.
I will try.
Run DMC.
All right, we've got music.
Yes.
Week of November 5th, Election Day.
It's big.
Election Day, everyone. We've got Avril Lavigne.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, was that your...
Do we have any local elections we need to cover?
Both mayoral races.
Oh.
You have 30 choices.
Is it off your...
St. Paul has insane people running.
I can't vote in the St. Paul one.
All right. Avril Lavigne as a self-titled, must be her first release. Celine Dion has an album.
That's the
coming
hip
out.
thing now. She was just recently on Stern with her new husband, Chad Kroeger.
By the way,
Kruger,
I
whatever.
have to say that was one of the worst interviews. And
Yeah.
Howard tried to make it good, and it was terrible. She is terrible.
Yeah. I used to like her, but ever since she hooked up with Mr. Candlebox, Nickelback.
Same thing.
2000s
No,
Candlebox.
not the same thing.
No
Candlebox,
liking it.
good band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Adam.
right?
Air 5. Good job.
All right. Cut Copy. They have a new album coming out.
Paste. Oh.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I'm going to say real quick.
My cover band will be Undo Redo.
There are two possible big hip hop releases, but I think I know which one you're talking about. James Blunt has an album coming
He's
out.
back.
It's not that one.
I think he's huge into the hip hop.
I mean,
he's a proper rapper.
The biggest one.
Luscious Jackson
No.
has an album
I'm
coming
shocked
out.
they're back.
Yeah, isn't that weird? I wonder
is
if they're
weird.
still on the Beastie Boys
Grand Royal?
Yeah, record
I
label.
don't know.
MIA has an album coming out. I didn't do it, right?
Nope.
Okay, good. Scott Stapp.
I said the
Scott
biggest.
Stapp got dumped by his band, so he has
He has
his
a rap album out.
He's a proper rapper.
Yeah.
Wait. He got dumped by another band?
Well,
Or
no, by
that's old news, though.
I know, I mean,
Okay.
years ago.
I'm just saying.
And Striper. Oh, good.
Yeah,
has,
you were hoping.
has
With
an
another
album
rap
coming out.
album.
I almost put that in as a miss it, but that's an easy shot.
Yeah.
So.
Movies for the week of November 8th. We have Thor: The Dark World. It's the only movie coming out. And
Would you want to compete with it?
no.
All right.
Are you guys excited for that movie?
I'm very excited
Yes.
about it.
I'm more excited for the new Captain America, though, after watching that trailer.
Yes.
Looks really good.
Yes. Let's see, DVD and Blu-ray. We've got Boy Meets World, the complete sets. I hope it comes in like a thing of Topanga's boobs.
There are some people who really love that show.
Jared, we're outside of the box
We
on
are.
that.
We're too
we're
old.
about 3 years too old for that.
Mr.
show.
Feeney,
I'm just too old for that.
the voice of Knight Rider.
I know.
Michael,
it's in your wheelhouse.
Likely.
Where's Topanga?
Lovelace, Mad Men Season 6, Under the Dome, and Parkland.
Did Lovelace even come out in theaters anywhere?
Yep, it did.
Okay. I missed that.
It was a very small window.
And Parkland, that came out really, really
Yeah,
fast.
we could have seen that like 3 weeks ago.
I know.
Very strange.
It's already... Yeah, I think it must have done a limited release and then like video on demand and now right to
Move.
video.
And video games, just one big one to note, Call of Duty Ghosts for the 360 PS3, and a few weeks later...
Penis 3, what?
Penis 3.
Huh.
Not
Write
much time
that
left
down.
for the Penis 3. And the next-gen version of that will be out a few weeks later.
Exciting.
I think the Xbox One version technically comes out before the Xbox One.
It's very strange. But we're not done, guys.
We're not.
We've got the ever famous
Al's got to go.
Hit It or Miss It, Jared.
Yeah,
that
hit it or
means
miss
when
it.
one of us here this week happens to be Jared.
Me.
He's picking something that you either need to check out or avoid altogether. Jared, what do you got on tap for us this
I got to hit it this week. It is the new release from MC Eminem, the Marshall Mathers LP2.
What's this all about?
It's he hasn't done an album in a number of years, and he's gone through some trials and tribulations, and now he's back.
Is he a proper rapper?
He's a proper rapper. He's a proper rapper. No, I've heard the first couple songs I've heard off it. I've really, really liked. So they have, I think Rick Rubin is back as producer. Mm-hmm. They got some kind of old school vibe to it, which I really, really like. And check it out.
There we
Eminem's
go.
latest, the Marshall Mathers LP2.
A definite hit from your scope folk. So that's it for coming soon, guys. Let's wrap it up.
Under the scope.
All right, our 20-minute show is almost over, Jared. We just got to close it up with listener and viewer comments, questions,
We don't get a lot of
concerns.
We don't get a lot of viewer comments.
Mostly just Adam hitting
Well,
dislike.
they don't come on YouTube, I should say. These comments are from episode 153.
All right.
John Norton, friend of the show.
Double Nort.
He writes in, and for the record, I submit Quiet Cuts as the name of Adam's no-talk haircut place. Something we talked about. You like that name? Quiet Cuts?
Sure.
Yeah?
I like
Any
it.
other
Thank you,
names
John.
you'd suggest?
Shh, I'm cutting.
Shut up,
Yeah.
Cuts.
There you go. I like Shut Up Cuts.
Shut up,
That's a good one.
Cuts. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a little
it's
more
more
in your
aggressive.
face.
All right, John, you're rejected. We're going with Shut Up Cuts. We're gonna
Sorry, John.
we're gonna file the permits today. Anyway, and then Keith writes in the weekly episodes and YouTube channel put you guys above all other podcasts.
Of course it does.
Great job, boys. You could call us men, Keith. I'm just saying, Keith.
Well, some of us.
We're men. I'm a man. I'm a 40-year-old man. Talking to you, Keith.
He's looking right at the camera.
Talking to me?
I'm talking to Keith.
Oh, Keith.
Keith. Cool
Yeah,
Keith. Cool Keith Rocco.
Cool Keith.
Anyway.
Is that it, Jared?
Yes, if you have comments, if you're like Keith and you think we're the best podcast ever, make sure you stroke our egos by writing it at the comments of thescopeshow.com. Call our voicemail line at 612-21-SCOPE. That's 612-217-2673. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, or on YouTube. All those links are at thescopeshow.com.
Great job, Jared.
Thank you.
It's just your voice sometimes lulls me into a fantasy wuss rock land where the national plays loudly. Jeez. Followed by Diane Young.
Wow. And then a lovely lullaby from Bon Iver.
And then Arcade Fire.
And the Arctic Monkeys.
And Arcade
Arcade
Monkeys. Al, I want to thank you for coming into the studio. It's been far too long. We'll have you back soon.
Do you know I can be followed on Twitter?
Oh, you can? Well,
Yeah.
where can people find you?
Sure, you can follow me at 6 Songs. The podcast is going to be starting in roughly 2018. Thank you.
2018.
That's what you're our first spin-off podcast.
Sure. I just stole the logo and tried to steal some fan base. So
I understand.
I can't wait for you to do that.
yeah.
Should be fun.
You should film it on. You should do.
I can't wait for the third-party content ID matches on every episode.
Jared would like you to film some of your music reviews. What do you say with that? With your iPhone? Would you do that?
I could possibly do that.
All right, we'll talk about it offline.
Or we could just throw the sausage picture over everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Al eating sausage.
We'll see.
Should my rating system be sausages instead of stars?
Like how much of the sausage?
Yeah.
Like I can fit 1/4
Yeah.
sausage in my mouth.
Yeah. Although it'd be sort of inverse. I was like, I was so captivated by my music, I forgot I had a sausage. So it's this is a full sausage remaining.
All right,
Good
well,
times, good
let's wrap
times.
this up. Jared, Adam, Al, thank you for being here. We've got more Scope coming next week. So get ready for it. Thanks for listening, guys, and watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves once again at the end. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I know I have. Fear not, Scope faithful. Days shall pass as if they were but a moment. And Jared, Adam, and Shane will return with another thrilling episode. Until then, send your comments to comments@thescopeshow.com or leave a voicemail message by dialing
612-21-SCOPE. That's 612-217-2673.
Thanks for listening, faithful fans. This is Tony Partington saying Belle Nuit. Tune in next time to another terrific edition of The Scope.